Let's roll with it. Your top 25 for week 3 of the college football season. This is going to be the last week we do a true conventional top 25 starting next week. Once we get through week 4, I'm going to start doing some playoff projections. And then we'll do 13 through 25 after that. And outside looking in. Right now, number 1, up a spot, is Texas. Number 2, up a spot, is Ohio State. Number 3 is Georgia, dropping 2 spots after their debacle against Kentucky. Number 4 through 14 stayed the same. 4 through 14, I believe, stayed the same. Yes. Mostly the same. Four is Ole Miss. Alabama is 5. Missouri 6. 7 is Utah. 8 is Tennessee. 9 is Miami. 10 is USC. Oklahoma's at 12. Oregon is at 13. Or is it? Oklahoma's at 11. Oregon's at 12. Penn State is at 13. They're outside looking in. They would be outside looking in. Well, actually, I think fucking Oklahoma would be, but I digress. Because I'd probably keep Oregon in over Oklahoma. 14 is Louisville. Oklahoma State's at 15. Kansas State is at 16. Boston College is at 17. 18, Michigan. 19, Iowa State. Number 20, Notre Dame. 21, LSU. 22, Arizona. 23, Syracuse. 24, Northern Illinois. And 25, Clemson. Let's talk about these a little bit. It's important to note that the way my top 25, I do my top 25, I do it based on who could possibly beat who. I think your Texas, Ohio State, Georgia at 1, 2, 3, they're interchangeable. I think 10 times out of 10, if Texas were to play Ohio State 10 times out of 10, excuse me, I think it's a 50-50. I think if Texas plays Georgia 10 times out of 10, 50-50. I think if Ohio State plays Georgia, this Georgia team, 10 times out of 10, it's a 50-50. I think those three are 50-50. I think all three of them can beat Ole Miss, Alabama, and Missouri, and Utah, and well, everybody. Ole Miss and Alabama are kind of a toss-up. I believe they play each other, so there's no real reason to make that argument. I do believe they play each other at some point this year. And if they don't play in the regular season, they might have to play each other in the they don't play each other, but Alabama plays Georgia, so there's also no reason for that argument. Yeah, Ole Miss, Alabama, Missouri. I mean, Alabama does play Missouri, so there's no reason for that argument. The 4 SEC teams at 3 through 6, and then even Tennessee at 8, all would, in one way or another, would have to play each other if they make it to the SEC championship. Now, again, Alabama plays Georgia next week. Ole Miss, I don't know who they're going to end up playing. I don't know their schedule right off the top of my head. Georgia and Ole Miss will play each other, so that's another one that's kind of just irrelevant. Making an argument. They play Tennessee. So a lot of these SEC teams do play each other. Utah, Tennessee, I think you can flip-flop. I don't know if majority of the time Tennessee would come out on top. I don't know if majority of the time Utah comes out on top. Same thing with them in Missouri. Miami, I think, definitely does lose to everybody above them. USC, other than their game against LSU, They haven't really played anybody, so I think they need to be in the top 10 just based off the fact that they got help getting here right now, and the teams that have been in front of them the past couple weeks have lost or have fallen backwards. So they do get to be there for now. Oklahoma, we get to see if they're for real or not Saturday night against Tennessee. Oregon, they looked good against Oregon State. Penn State has not really looked great against real teams. Wow. They looked good against West Virginia. Then bad against Bowling Green, and then yeah. And then we get further down, so we'll skip down a little bit because I don't think Penn State could beat Oregon right now. But it could be that's just a possible 50-50 matchup. Move down the list right now. NIU is your best group of 5 team right now. So that's why they get the nod over Clemson. Boston College, I think, is better than Michigan, which is why they get the nod. I think right now Boston College is your best ACC team, even though I have Louisville at 14. Boston College had to drop a couple spots just because I dropped them because of their loss. Let's see, anything else? Oh, Arizona dropped 8 spots because of their very bad loss to K-State. And that's really it. I don't have, week 3, this will be the final week we do this traditional style. Eventually next week, or starting next week, we will be going to a playoff bracket for the top 12, and then we'll rank 13 through 25 after that. So that'll be what we got next week. Get to look forward to it. Moving on, so that'll be your top 25 for week 3. And scene. Get ready for weekend jorts, because like I said, I gotta edit this.